Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Studio Series number 47 Deluxe Class Revenge of the Fallen Hightower, part of the Constructicon team. But also, sadly enough, once again, this is a knockoff, boys. We have the Iron Arm from Boway. I think it's Boway, but we have the knockoff Iron Arm right here, which actually kind of reminded me of that Bulkhead knockoff, which... yeah, I actually did buy this figure as a knockoff. I knew it was a knockoff because it was 20 bucks on Amazon. Of course I was gonna buy it. I mean, this guy alone would cost me 90, if not 110. But as you can see here, you basically have him, like, basically the transformation is here on the side of the box, weirdly enough. You have a nice back here, once again, part of the deformation, just like Long Haul, and these two were selected back to back by the RNG numbering as well. And yeah, here we got him in crane mode, and overall, you know, not that bad. So let's get this box out of here. Let's bring in Hightower, or I guess Iron Arm, and let's take a look at him. And he looks pretty good, outside of the fact I think I have this the wrong way around. There we go. Now he is looking a lot better. But yeah, he looks weird. I can't help it that he looks really weird. And also, sadly enough, he is broken. Kind of. And it is, if you would like to take your eyes up here to this crane thing. Now, this crane thing, you're supposed to be able to move up and down, also for the combined mode. I tried it, and up here... yeah, up here, it kind of broke off. It's difficult to show you guys this, but up here it broke off, sadly enough. Because, oh no, wait. No, wait. It was actually down here. So down under here, like this piece here, like it was supposed to hook around, but it just doesn't anymore. Because it broke off when I tried to move it. And, yeah, that was a very sad thing. But outside of that, you know what? I don't really care, because I don't really need this thing to move. I glued it into a good position enough, so yeah. But this is definitely the weirdest looking guy, because look at it. These are the legs that he has. He's got tiny little wee arms here. Speaking of which, let us look closer at his new beautiful looking face that has a little bit, that's a wee bit loose, sadly enough. But overall, very nice. But he's got a nice silver face here with red eyes as well, which you can't really see, but yeah, he has red eyes in there as well. Then also he's got some nice blackness in here to go with the yellow, with some shinerness as well. In here we have a little bit of silver as well. We got the weird threads turning into leg things. By the way, this guy is 100% based off of concept art, and he looks actually really weird, which makes him fit in perfectly. And then also back here, you got the combiner cloaker. You can actually move this up if you want to. Your choice what you want to do with the combiner cloaker. But yeah, he's got a big booty as well. But overall, he is a very nice but weird, very weird looking guy. So then, let us move then straight into the... No, why? I didn't even touch you, people. Why did you fall over, Shockwave? I didn't even touch you. I grabbed this guy, and Shockwave is like, I've had enough, you know. It's been a long day. Alright, you've used me for a couple of size comparisons already for these Constructicons. I'm just tired, man. Alright, and he just falls over. What a guy. Maybe you're not as dependable as everyone likes to say you are. But overall, he has no accessories, this guy, sadly enough. Technically, you could see the hook as being an accessory. So, I guess then we can move straight into the articulation segment. So, his head can actually move up and down, and also up and down over here. And you also got a little bit of rotation on the head as well. But sadly enough, the ball joint is a little bit weaker. But mainly, it's this pin, actually, that's, like, really weak. Like, it is pinned in, as you can see here on the side. But it's just, like, it's just not really tight enough. But the neck can go up and down as well. And also, however, for this next thing, I actually do have to kind of undo this chest bit a bit, because otherwise it's not going to work. So if I move this whole thing out of the way, you can actually extend the neck with this stuff back here for even more of an extension, where you can look even weirder and even more forward. And just get these things out of here. But I like to keep the neck like this in order to be able to just have, you know, it looks fine enough. Then after that, his legs, I guess, can move forward and back as well. They can go in and out. They have a bicep, I don't know, a leg swivel. This thing is weird, dude. I mean, he's over the location where normally the arms are, so I don't know. And also you can move this up and down as well. You can move this out. You can rotate this whole thing around if you want to have this on the outside, or if you want to have it on the inside like I do. I like to just leave it like that, but yeah, you can do that as well. You can do a lot of different stuff here, because this is all used for transformation. Devastatation. And then finally his little weedy arms can move a little bit forward. And that's it. He can just move a little bit forward. And yeah, overall, not that bad of a figure. You could probably get some cool poses out of it. I can't really do that kind of stuff. You can even like fold out the threads if you want to. If you want to have him go like at high speed, he can just roll your way as well. But you could probably get some poses out of it. I can't because I'm not good at the posing. So then, let us then move straight into sets comparison by bringing in the leaders first before we get into the squad. So here we have Hightower next to the Fallen Screamer and Mega Man, and looking very nice alongside them. A little bit tiny, feels like he should be way bigger, but let's be honest here, you can't always choose everything, can you? So let's get these guys out of here so that we can bring in the boys, the family, the construction. So here we have Hightower next to the rest of the Constructicons, looking very nice with them. Once again, like I said, scale may not be very perfect, but overall, he looks really nice. I like this whole squad together. So then, let's move everyone out of the way so we can get into the Shockwave and Soundwave. So then here we have Shockwave and Soundwave together with Hightower looking very, very nice. So let's get these guys out of here as well. Let's move Hightower in a bit closer and let's get into that transformation. So let's get Hightower transformed. And because of the fact that this is a knockoff, I have to do some things that you don't have to do. Don't untap these side pieces, but I have to because of the fact it's a knockoff. But what you want to do is you want to rotate this out, and you want to make sure that this piece here sits like that. So you want to take this whole thing here, rotate it fully in, make sure that these things get back into their place, and fold the head in as well, like so. Take the arms, fold them up. Then what you want to do is you want to take these pieces here and these side pieces here and untap them, which I will be very careful about. Also, my dog heard something outside, so that's an annoying as well. But anyway, what you want to do then is you want to basically make sure that you can tab everything in here together, because there is a slot in here which requires 2 tabs, and I think the dimmer the tabs, so basically you want to rotate this all the way around. Make sure that everything is sitting a bit straight so that you can rotate this in, rotate it like so, so that you have something along the lines of this. Rotate this in and tab it in here. This side gave me a little bit of problems. Anyway, what you want to do then is you want to rotate this out, and there is a tab on this here that goes into a slot in here. So you basically want to take this and just tab this in here, fold this out fully and rotate it around so that it can sit flush. Once again, there is a tab in there as well that I actually did not know about, so we're gonna do it on this side better. God, I thought you were tabbed in. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to rotate this out to the side like so. Fold this out completely. Rotate this, extend this out and rotate it out, and then like I said, tab in there, slot in there. So you basically want to tab that together. However, in here there is also a tab right there. I hope you can see that. So you want to get that one tabbed into a slot over there. I was wrong. This thing was the opposite way around. So you want to rotate it around until you get that tab and slot connection up here as well. So tab that together as well. Rotate this backwards, rotate this piece here up, take this piece back here and rotate it down. And there are actually 2 tabs here on the side that you kind of just want to move out of the way so you can get this in between, tab it together like so. And then with this combiner cloaca, you can fold it down just to get it out of the way. Fold the hands in completely like so. And here we have Hightower after a long while in his construction mode. So here we have Hightower, or Iron Arm, in his vehicular form, and it is a lot smaller than the other ones were, but overall, not looking too bad. So let's take a look here. We have the nice silver here on the side. We got the nice black threads. Very nice looking. Face poking out here at the bottom. We got the nice window here with some more side window over here as well. We have this thing here, which I never really know how this is supposed to sit, but I think I've actually figured it out with this. Also, it's got nice little wheels here at the bottom in order to be able to roll as he should. Actually, that's the other one. That's his friend. His name is Roll. He also has the nice big crane, the crane arm. This thing, which, you know, looks all nice. And then the back here as well. Nice black here at the front. We got the combiner cloaca right there. And everything here looks pretty nice, actually. I mean, he is just a little deluxe fellow. But overall, doesn't look too bad. I don't really have much complaints, unlike, you know, Long Haul and Scavenger, who have basically parts sticking out. This guy overall does a pretty good job, and even then, if there were problems, I would probably just knock it up to being knockoffy. That's the only real reason why I could have any problems with this guy. But overall, he looks pretty nice, you know. I mean, even at the bottom here, it's just his head's poking out. But outside that, very nice. So then, with articulation-wise, you can actually... You can keep this thing back here. But you can move this thing down and up if you want to. There's nothing else here. This thing... On the original version, the legit version can actually move around as well. I glued this thing into place because it broke off, sadly enough, when I tried... I think it might have actually broken off when I tried to put it on, now I think about it. It wasn't when I tried to move it. It was when it did not want to go on here. So this was terribly made, but outside of that, pretty nice. And, yeah, this thing can also... For some reason, this thing can also move. I don't really get why this thing can move, you know. Don't really get that. I also kind of wish that this wasn't a separate piece, but instead had like a rope here so that you can kind of like dangle it down and pick things up with it. Because I don't know how these construction vehicles work, but I don't think it's something like this. I don't think it picks it up like that. I think it's just more like it just droops down, grabs it, and picks it up. Like so. But whatever. But you got some articulation there. So then, let's move straight into then the next segment, because he can actually roll with his little wheels. So, SAS comparison time. So starting off the leader, of course. And here he is next to Starscream and Mega Man. No, the Fallen, because, you know, that figure does not really have a vehicle mode. So, here he is with these two, looking very nice overall. I mean, I've never really been the biggest fan of this Megatron figure because of the fact that I have issues tabbing the back together, as you can see. It is a very difficult process for me to kind of get that back tab together. It's just like these threads, like, basically annoy me. It's been very wibbly wobbly. But outside of that, I've always been a fan of this design in the movie, though. But this figure is just a little bit issue-y, but whatever. So let's get these guys out of here and bring in the squad. So here we have all of the Constructicons together, even though Overload is not necessarily visible. Let's do something like this then. There you go. Here we got all of the Constructicons all together. The Constructi Squad, as I'm gonna call it. The Legend of the Constructi Squad all together. Looking very nice and very yellow as well, because, you know, all four of them are here up front. But yeah, he looks very nice with all of these guys. So then, let's get these guys out of here and bring in KITT. So here we have Scrap Metal next to Kit. Looking very small, actually, in comparison. But overall... still doesn't look all that bad. Big fan of the way that... And then finally here we have Shockwave and Soundwave, making this guy very much out of scale. But overall, it is just nice to have some construction vehicles with a Mercedes, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. But overall, like it. So this is what they look like. So let's get them out of here. Bring Hightower in a little bit closer. And let's get into that reverse transformation. So let's get good old Hightower back into his robotic mode. So what you want to start off with is what I like to do is just untab the foot here from in here and move that off to the side. Then afterwards, you want to kind of come in here and just undo this so that this back piece here, just untab the sides here from the back piece in here. Come on, there you go. And then once you get it loose, if you can get it loose, rotate it up and out of the way. That way we can have a little bit more of a look in here. Because now what you want to do is you want to untab the arms from in here. Or the legs, I guess. Weird that those are the legs. And rotate them around. And then there's a tab here that's going to slide into that slot right there. Come on. There you go. Do the same thing on the other side. Nice little click that he comes with. Then after that you can rotate this around. And then also rotate this around. And get these feet in their correct position. Rotate the feet around, and then it is basically your choice. Do you want to have this on the outside or the inside? I personally like it more like this. So we'll just do it like that. So then you want to basically take this and fold it down, like so. Rotate this around, like so. Make sure that this whole thing sits like this, but then actually make sure that it sits like this, I guess. There you go. Then what you want to do is you want to take this and also lift it up. But first you want to, well, at least this is on the knockoff version of my copy. I need to undo this. This is not in your copy, so don't you worry about that one if you got the legit version. We basically need to get the head out a little bit. Just I like to just get the head out like so. Get that back in. Rotate this up and above his head. That way you can get this tabbed in. As you can see, there are 2 tabs back there. So you basically want to get this tabbed in like so. Make sure that the arms are folded out. Head is facing forward like so. And everything looks nice. So here we have good old-fashioned Hightower back in his robotic mood. So what do I think of little old Hightower? I think he's annoying. He is probably my least favorite to handle out of the Constructicons. And outside of getting Devastator, I would just not recommend him. I have my issues with this figure. Look, this figure is not like the worst thing ever, but it is really weird, but also it's not even like Mixmaster where it's fun weird. It's just a weird guy, or Rampage, or I guess Skipjack, where it's fun weird. This guy's not really fun weird. He's just weird, and that is kind of the thing that I have an issue with. Now, this is a knockoff version. However, I am basing this off of like the playability that he has, and for me, he doesn't necessarily have the biggest... I mean, you can do a mean kick with this guy. That is for sure. But, like, I don't know. I guess it's just the design itself that just annoys me. It is just the design itself that I find the weakest out of them all. And also on my copy, the head is a bit loose. This thing was broken. So, knockoff-wise, I am still not a big fan of this thing either way. So, would I recommend him? If you are trying to collect Devastator, I would recommend him for about Deluxe class price point. But if you don't want to complete Devastator and you're just looking for a Deluxe class figure, stay away. But there are way better Deluxe class figures, even part of the Devastator line, that I like more. So, I wouldn't recommend him. But that has been my review of Transformers Studio Series number 47. Deluxe class Revenge of the Fallen Hightower, also known as Iron Arms from the Knockoff Company. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!